cause a large percentage of climate change, which is a big factor to the environment, which leads to my research question of to what extent are humans responsible for the destruction of the environment and how can they fix it? NASA defines climate change as a change in the usual weather found in a place. This could be a change in a place's usual temperature for a month, season, or a change in the Earth's climate. Climate change can cause many things to occur, such as natural disasters like hurricanes and tornadoes, as well as ocean temperatures rising, ice caps melting, and animals dying or going extinct. One of the stimulus sources that helped inform my research question was the Margaret Thatcher speech on climate change and how it's affecting our world and some solutions on how to fix it. The second source that really helped was the Richard Blanco piece, where he wrote a poem called Looking for the Gulf Motel, which talks a lot about change and how it's not always a good thing. The Earth has changed in many different ways, which in some cases can be harmful to society as well as detrimental to many animals. For example, polar bears. This picture shows that as the climate temperatures began to warm up, the ice began to melt, and the polar bear's health worsened. Another example of humans' destruction of the environment is the Great Barrier Reef. In the first picture, you can see a lively, booming underwater home for many animals, but over the years, because of pollution and climate change caused by humans, the Great Barrier Reef now looks like the second picture, dead and not very many animals can live there. The Margaret Thatcher speech connects to the political lens because she was a British Prime Minister and was involved in a lot of environmental issues. One of the quotes that I found that really helped during my research was, "We have to look forward, not backward, and we shall only succeed in dealing with the problems through a vast international cooperative effort," found on page 20. What she means by this is that instead of just fixing or finding the cure to global warming, we should find a prevention to this in hopes that it will never happen again. Therefore, all the world leaders need to come together and fix this as one, because working separately will not do anything. I also found an article that was written by Alexis Papagallo, who has written many other things on this topic. One quote I found from this was, "But if climate change causes wars to break out, would one still choose to birth children into a high likelihood of violent death? And if the looming 12-year deadline is missed and further temperature increase becomes statistically inevitable, what purpose could life have in the face of unavoidable collective downfall?" What he's saying is, if we do nothing but sit back and let climate change worsen, what will future generations have to say about it? Will they want to fight the problem they had nothing to do with, or will they want to do what the past generations do, which is nothing? Some solutions I found during my research was one that Margaret Thatcher stated. We should all come together and find a prevention to climate change. Although this will cost a lot of money, in the end it's worth it, and it's probably better that we fix the problem than just let it happen and not do anything. Another solution I found was we should try and stop using fossil fuels and other things that are harming the world as much as we are. This will again cost a lot of money and take time to fix, but the outcome will be in everyone's favor, and in the end, we should not put a cost on preserving our world. Society should also find eco-friendly alternatives to things that are polluting our world, such as replacing all plastic with metals or glass. So another solution to the money problem is we could all, for the US, we could start donations and have a goal for each state to reach, and then we could also have different volunteers to help clean up the beaches and lakes and oceans and everything like that. Here's my work cited and my images cited.
Okay, a couple questions for you. The first one is, what evidence did you gather that you didn't use, and why did you choose not to use it?
So I found a lot of things on just the animals and how they're being affected, and although I did use some, that was a lot of the things that I found, and so I couldn't really use all of them because they weren't all credible. But I also found some other articles and websites that were not as credible, and they talked a lot about some things that are causing pollution, which I didn't really want to incorporate in here because that wasn't my main focus.
Okay, and then your second question is, how did you use the conclusions and questions of others to advance your own research?
My conclusions really helped me because at first I was only talking about some ways we could prevent climate change from worsening, but as I found in the solutions I had, it really helped when like we found a prevention and a solution to it, not just like fixing it. So like when I was doing my research, I was just focusing on one thing, and when I was doing my solutions, it really helped me like find more topics to talk about.